There are your odds from the PointsBet Sportsbook to miss the playoffs. Betting against the teams that made it last year. Those are the 14 teams that made it. Those are the odds against those teams making it back in 2021. But we know how it goes. Since the NFL expanded the playoff pool to 6 teams in 1990, the turnover's been roughly 50%. Now, this is the first year that there's a 14 team, 7 per conference field. We'll see what the turnover is. Today's draft, an effort to identify the 6 teams out of those 14 that won't get back. Chris, you've got the trivia question for the all-important first pick, and I think we know who the first pick is going to be. So this is one of those days where it's good to have the first pick.
Well, happy anniversary there, Michael Florio. Man, 27 years. Mrs. PFT is some saint to be married to you for 27 years. Holy cow. I hope you bought her a bigger diamond ring than the one she had, all right? I hope you did. You know, you got to make up for, gosh, she had to be married to you. So here we go.
Trust me. I won't dispute any of that except the diamond ring part.
All right. Here we go. So you were married in 1994. What was the Billboard #1 song that year? Yes, you're not going to get the first pick. Woo!
1994, the #1 song.
Yeah.
In 1994. Well, it was 4 years too late for Ice Ice Baby. 1994.
You're not going to get this. I know. Sorry.
I have no idea.
It's
womp womp.
The Sign by Ace of Base. You know that song? I saw the sign.
Yeah, I know the song.
My eyes. I saw the sign.
How was that? That must have been a low point in American culture if that was the #1 song for 1994. Yeah,
that's a good damn song.
Right.
How dare you disrespect Ace of Base like that? All right.
I'm about to show you the sign. Go ahead and pick the Bears.
Yes, the Bears. Hello. Bears are the first pick, of course. I mean, it's still kind of shocking to me that they made the playoffs last year. It really is. I don't know any other way to say it. So, yeah, I just, again, I think the defense there is good. I don't think it's great. I think that's going to take a step back without Chuck Pagano running the defensive coordinator spot anymore. And then, you know, offensively, I don't know what the hell to expect. I really don't. So, yeah, I'm picking the Bears.
Yeah, our friend Big Cat, who's a big Bears fan, doesn't even count it as a playoff appearance. He just said, hey, they added a 7th spot so a crappy team like the Bears could make it, and that's exactly what happened last year. They were 8-8, and they made it into that 7th spot. I guess I'll go Pittsburgh next. I guess, right? I mean, I've been saying that they're going to regret the Ben Roethlisberger return, both player and team, although it looked pretty good against the Lions, but, you know, August is a long way from October, November, December. Let's see if he can hold together. Let's see if they can iron out some of the problems they had last year. Oh, and they have 4 new offensive linemen starting for them, which won't make it easy. I think I heard on the Chiefs game on Friday night, because they have 4 new offensive linemen as well.
Yeah.
Only one playoff team has ever had 80% turnover on the offensive line, and it was the 2015 Broncos, and they didn't get back to the playoffs with the new offensive line.
Wow, that is an interesting stat. My money will be on that the Chiefs somehow find a way to get in there. But
yes,
yeah, right.
Yes.
That's one thing. Yeah, that offensive line actually looks really good. All right, I mean this might be the toughest draft we've done in a long time here. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Washington football team, even though I don't really feel.
What?
I know I don't feel really comfortable about it, but not ready to sit here to just say they're gonna dominate football quite yet either. You know, I do think the Giants will be better. I do think the Cowboys will be better. I guess I just got to see it to believe it a little bit more. I mean, and I know I'm ultimately think I'm going to pick Washington to win the NFC East, but for the sake of this exercise, that's the team I'm going to go with right now that at least I have the guts to pick as we sit here.
At one point this week, Pete Demolitis sent us a screenshot of our draft from last year as to the teams that we projected that would get in that didn't, and you were 3 for 3.
Thank you.
On the teams you picked, in part because you had the first pick in the draft. I was 1 for 3. The team that I picked to get in that hadn't been in the year before was the Colts. So this year, I'll pick the Colts to not get back. Look, I'll believe that Carson Wentz isn't 2020 Carson Wentz when I see it. I know they've got a talented team, and I know they're in a division where they don't have to worry about 2 of the teams in it, but they're still in a very competitive conference 9 real contenders in my view, only 7 spots. 2 contending teams aren't going to get there, and one of them that I think is going to have to worry about it is the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, I get it. You're right. I mean, from that, and then you can add Carson Wentz is injury prone. If he misses a few games, that could be the difference of them not being in the playoffs. The AFC is unreal. I mean, it really is. You look at the AFC South, you go, there's definitely 2 playoff teams there. The AFC East, you go, there's 3 playoff quality teams there. The AFC North, there's 3 quality playoff teams there. And then, of course, we know the AFC West with the Chiefs and then the Chargers that have a playoff-type roster. I mean, it's some conference right now, as good as I can ever remember it. All right, I'm going to Seattle Seahawks with my next pick. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I guess I'm just the new offense, how does that work? The offensive line, I'm going to play the little bit of the angle like you said, like you kind of just said with the Colts. Like, they're in the NFC West. I do think the Rams and Niners are going to be good still and be a real pain in the butt that way. And then, I don't know. The Seahawks defense has a lot of questions in my opinion. I like the safeties. Quandre Diggs is awesome, but, the corners to me are, a question mark. The pass rush, there's no Jaron Reed. Who is the big guy you got to worry about on that defensive line right now? They got a lot of guys that you go, ooh, they could be good. They might be good. They're young. They need to develop a little. But I don't know if there's anything there to go, oh, yeah. I mean, Bobby Wagner's the only notable guy in the front 7, really. So I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, look.
I know it's tough.
And again, we're not guaranteeing these teams aren't going to make the playoffs. This is the teams most likely to get bounced who made it last year. It's quite possible that all 6 of these teams will get back, although I think the Bears and the Steelers are the longest shots of those. I've got it down to the Saints, the Titans, and the Rams for my final pick.
Yeah.
And hear me out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with the Titans. I was thinking about the Rams because I feel like they're always kind of teetering on the brink of imploding,
right?
And they're in such a challenging division, and maybe it was Matthew Stafford the last 12 years. Maybe he was part of the problem with the Lions, and all it takes is one injury to a key player, and you have no depth behind him because you've squandered all. You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with the Rams. All it's going to take is one. It's a 17-game season.
I know.
Aaron Donald was banged up late last year. He gets injured. It's over. Jalen Ramsey gets injured. It's over. Matthew Stafford gets injured. It's over because they don't have the depth behind them. You got a great collection of stars, and it's optimal buzz going into week 1. But at some point, you start playing the games. At some point, guys are going to get injured. And because they keep giving away their first-round draft picks, what do they have when it's time to replace an injured star?
Yeah.
We're already seeing it at the running back position, the
right.
desperation that led to the Sony Michel trade. I'll say the Rams aren't going to make it, in part because of that and in part because of the difficulty of their division.
Yeah, no, I hear the logic there. You're right. I mean, that's scary. The Rams are an all-star team. It's 22 players, and then the rest you're like, I don't even know who that is. Who are they? There is not a lot of depth. You're right. It's amazing, really, the last few years.
They could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean, let me say this now. In the event that this gets dusted off in February after the Rams win the Super Bowl in their own stadium on NBC, they could go all the way from winning the Super Bowl to not making the playoffs at all. And it's all going to come down to how healthy their starting players play because they don't have the backups that they need to plug the hole in the dike and keep the flood from wiping out the city.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think there's real logic to what you're saying for sure. There's no doubt. And then I hear what you were thinking with the Tennessee Titans. No Arthur Smith, offensive line doesn't look like it maybe is quite as dominant maybe as it's been in years past. I don't know. There's some new pieces on defense. How does that all come together? I understand the logic there. I get it. What was
at some point, Derrick Henry's not going to be Derrick Henry anymore either.
Yeah,
it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, I hear that. And then the Saints are a team I kind of thought about a little bit, just like to say hey, it's post Drew Brees. I think the Panthers will be better, and you never know with Jameis Winston. I got to see it more to believe it. But okay, I think we did okay in this draft.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.